Abigail and Penelope have always been two halves of one soul since birth. They revealed it all childhood secrets in their small bedroom with a sea view, quiet dreams and whimsical wishes. A bond formed that transcended mere words. When one hurt, the other felt it profoundly. Recently, those feelings deepened, becoming something they both sensed but feared to voice. Abigail was the silent observer, always lost in her thoughts. She cherished the serene moments with tea, the soothing waves crashing nearby. Penelope radiated boldness, fearlessly confronting the impossible. Even Penelope, the fierce and vibrant, would fall silent in their shared stillness. What once was a simple sisterly bond now pulsed with a deeper, more intricate connection. It started softly, a lingering touch, a gaze held just a moment too long. The silence that once soothed now weighed down with unspoken tension. A quiet fear settled in their hearts, the fear of shattering their precious bond, the fear of facing the truth that their love might defy the ordinary. One evening, Abigail and Penelope sat together on the plain white bed in their tiny room. The bedside lamp's soft glow painted the walls in golden hues, creating haunting shadows. Waves crashed against the shore, a soothing lullaby echoing in the distance. Abigail reclined against the headboard, her hair flowing down her back, eyes half closed, guarding the whirlwind of thoughts within. Penelope sat beside her, eyes fixed on Abigail, searching for the unspoken words between them. Penelope's eyes held a quiet intensity that night, something Abigail couldn't overlook. Penelope's voice shattered the silence, gentle yet heavy with the weight of everything. Do you ever question what sets us apart? Abigail's heart raced, a surge of adrenaline coursing through her veins. She gazed at Penelope, confusion and uncertainty etched on her face. What are you saying? Penelope hesitated, lips pressed tight, choosing her words with care. At last she spoke, her voice gentle yet unwavering. Our connection. The connection isn't like that of typical sisters. Can you sense it? Penelope's words crashed into Abigail, dismantling her defenses in an instant. Her chest tightened, gripped by an unseen force. Her palms were slick with sweat. Abigail attempted to speak, but her voice emerged as a whisper, delicate like the night. That's not it. Penelope leaned in, her gaze fixed on Abigail's face. They were just inches apart now. Penelope's eyes shimmered with hidden fragility as she whispered, You're always on my mind, perhaps too much. Without you, breathing feels impossible. Abigail's heart raced at those words. In those brief moments together, she felt it too. Yet she never found the courage to confront it. In that moment, gazing into Penelope's eyes, she could no longer suppress the feeling she'd fought to conceal. The darkness of the room now felt suffocating. It pulsed with a delicate, electric tension, like a storm ready to unleash, where one breath could destroy it all. Penelope squeezed Abigail's hand softly, searching for comfort in the storm of feelings. Abigail, you are my everything. Abigail looked into Penelope's eyes, familiar yet now filled with a new profound meaning. In that instant they realized everything had changed forever. Each glance from Penelope, every gentle touch, and every shared laugh ignited an undeniable yearning in Abigail, impossible to overlook. She often questioned why those little gestures set her heart racing. As their eyes locked in the warm glow of the room, Abigail's unease was palpable. Penelope gazed at her, eyes brimming with tenderness, longing and a hint of anxiety. Abigail finally admitted, her voice trembling like waves against the rocks. I don't know what it is, but you're always on my mind. Penelope smiled softly, her eyes sparkling in the shadows. She took Abigail's hand, their fingers intertwining, a bond unbreakable. Abigail shivered as Penelope's warm touch coursed down her spine. They lingered in that moment, time frozen, the outside world fading away. In the quiet of the room, Penelope whispered, I refuse to live in fear any longer. Let's uncover this together. Abigail couldn't reply. In that instant, Penelope leaned in and kissed her gently. Initially it was a soft, hesitant touch, a tentative exploration. But soon their bond intensified, as if they had longed for this moment forever. Abigail trembled, sensing Penelope's heartbeat race in sync with hers. She closed her eyes, surrendering to the warmth and the overwhelming surge of emotions crashing over her. As they parted breathless, their foreheads lingered together. Penelope smiled gently, her fingers gliding over Abigail's arm, radiating quiet love. Is this it? Is this incorrect? Abigail whispered, her eyes glistening with the weight of the world. Penelope shook her head, her eyes steady and resolute. It feels undeniably right, like our fate was sealed from the beginning. In the days that followed, their bond deepened, unbreakable. They stole kisses in the shadows, held hands under the table, and shared secret smiles from afar. Their love was a sacred secret, pure and unbreakable. Yet, like all forbidden loves, complications soon emerged. Abigail and Penelope understood that revealing their truth would invite harsh judgment from the world. Their family, the ones they cherished, may never embrace it. The weight of their hidden love grew unbearable. Every hidden touch grew more precious. Every stolen moment felt like a priceless treasure, understood only by them. On a quiet weekend evening with the family gone, the house by the sea embraced a deep silence, as if the world paused, holding its breath in anticipation. Abigail and Penelope sat on the couch, the TV flickering with an old movie, but their minds were elsewhere. The room buzzed with unspoken tension. Penelope shattered the stillness with a whisper. "You're always on my mind." The words whispered like a breeze, leaving Abigail breathless. Penelope's hand gently rested on Abigail's leg, her eyes brimming with tenderness and desire. "I refused to hold myself back any longer." Abigail's heart raced. She gazed at Penelope, her eyes brimming with unasked questions that required no answers. Their heartbeats spoke volumes, a silent story of connection. Penelope felt empowered by that alone. She leaned in and kissed Abigail, urgency and intensity surging, as if all the waiting had led to this moment. Hands instinctively explored, driven by a long-repressed curiosity and desire. Time and reality faded as they surrendered to their shared passion. Time vanished in a blur of passionate kisses, gentle whispers, and loving touches that took their breath away. Penelope tilted her head, breathless, as Abigail softly cupped her cheek. Her eyes sparkled like stars, mirrored in the waves beyond the window. That night changed everything, forever altering their bond into something deeper than family. As dawn's light seeped in, casting a golden glow, they held each other close, warm and content. Abigail nestled against Penelope, absorbing the comforting beat of her sister's heart. For the first time she experienced profound, pure peace. Abigail murmured, her voice sleepy yet calm. "I don't know what the future holds. With you by my side I feel safe." Penelope smiled and kissed Abigail's head, her breath gentle and comforting. "We'll face it all together," Penelope whispered. In the days that followed, their bond intensified with each shared glance and every lingering touch. The hidden nature of their love intensified its allure and grip. Each moment together was a sacred treasure, understood only by them. They knew their love was pure, but the world would never accept it. That knowledge instilled caution. They would sometimes hide in the backyard garden, where towering trees shielded them from prying eyes. On other nights, they would quietly enter each other's rooms once the house was sound asleep. In the stillness of the night, Penelope gently tapped on Abigail's door. "Abigail," Penelope breathed softly through the gap. Abigail, ready for this moment, opened the door and welcomed Penelope with a warm smile as she entered. "I couldn't sleep," Penelope whispered, her eyes shining in the gentle light of the bedside lamp. "I long to be near you." Abigail remained silent. She gently grasped Penelope's hand, drawing her nearer. Their bodies intertwined effortlessly, as if crafted for each other. They sat on the bed, faces inches apart, warm breaths intertwining. Abigail tucked a strand of Penelope's hair behind her ear, her fingers grazing her soft skin. Abigail confessed, "I've been thinking about you all day," her voice a gentle whisper. "Without you I feel lost." Penelope smiled, gently caressing Abigail's cheek. "Me too," Penelope whispered, her voice steady yet filled with conviction. "I can't breathe without you." Penelope leaned in, kissing Abigail softly, a silent promise that their love conquered all fears. Penelope's kiss began softly, a gentle breeze on Abigail's skin, but soon ignited with deep yearning and passion. Their hands moved instinctively, exploring with the comfort of years and the thrill of the new. Each touch ignited a shiver in Abigail, a jolt of electricity racing through her. Penelope's kisses reignited a long smoldering fire in Abigail, melting away every protective wall she had built. Penelope embraced Abigail tightly, their bodies melding into one. Heartbeats merged, a single melody echoing in the stillness of the night. Penelope's kisses danced down Abigail's neck, leaving a warm, unforgettable mark on her skin. Abigail was engulfed by powerful emotions she couldn't contain. Penelope's whisper brushed against Abigail's ear, her warm breath igniting a shiver down Abigail's spine. "I want to share every moment with you. All feelings. Each second counts." Abigail gasped, locked in Penelope's gaze. In those eyes, she recognized a fierce longing that reflected her own. This moment, despite their shared history, felt profoundly unique, deeply meaningful and holy. Their bond ran deeper than mere physicality, a deep connection, always present, now blossoming beyond their wildest dreams. Abigail surrendered, eyes closed, as Penelope's lips met hers once more. This kiss lingered, a precious moment savored as if fate had gifted them time. Each touch ignited a fire within Abigail, quickening her heartbeat. They moved as one, their bodies perfectly aligned, as if destined for each other. As night fell, the outside world vanished, leaving only a room alive with love and unshakable trust. Penelope nestled close to Abigail, her gaze fixed on her sister's face. They lay together, breaths intertwined, the thrill of the moment still palpable. Abigail smiled softly, intertwining her fingers with Penelope's in a tender gesture. Her touch ignited a shiver in Penelope, awakening something profound inside her. Their tension erupted, emotions long buried igniting like wildfire in the room. Penelope inched nearer, their legs softly touching beneath the cozy blanket. The faintest touch sent Abigail's heart racing, leaving her breathless. Abigail's smile widened, her eyes warm with love, as she gently traced the contours of Penelope's face with her fingers. Her fingertips traced Penelope's cheek to her perfect lips, capturing every detail. Penelope closed her eyes, savoring the delicate touch, her lips parting slightly. Her breath raced, shoulders shaking. Abigail whispered, "I've thought about you all day," her voice shaking with nervous longing. Abigail leaned in and pressed a soft kiss to her sister's lips, not waiting for a response. The kiss unleashed years of hidden tenderness. What began as a hesitant journey swiftly transformed into a surge of strength and passion. Penelope's lips warmed Abigail, making her feel like she was melting away. A surge of longing swept over her, causing her to tremble as the kiss deepened and enveloped her completely. Penelope held Abigail tightly, unable to stand even a moment of separation. Their bodies intertwined, heartbeats merging, creating a single beautiful rhythm in the stillness of the night. Penelope's kisses danced down Abigail's neck, igniting warmth and unleashing a torrent of emotions within her. Penelope's whisper brushed against Abigail's ear, her warm breath igniting a shiver along her spine. "I want to share every feeling, every moment with you." Abigail's breath hitched as she locked eyes with Penelope. In each other's eyes, they found a reflection of their own burning desire. This moment, unlike any before, felt deeply profound and sacred, transcending all they had shared. Their connection transcended the physical. It was a deep spiritual bond, growing in unexpected ways. Abigail closed her eyes, surrendering as Penelope's lips met hers once more. This kiss lingered, a precious moment savored against the odds of fate. Abigail felt warmth surge with every gentle touch, her heartbeat intensifying. They moved as one, their bodies perfectly aligned, as if destined for each other. As night fell, the outside world faded, leaving only a room alive with love and unshakable trust. Penelope rested her head against Abigail's, their foreheads meeting, breaths intertwining in the stillness. Abigail's hand reached out to gently touch Penelope's face, her eyes filled with love and commitment. She drew Penelope in, kissing her sister softly, cherishing each fleeting moment. "I've dreamed of this for so long," Abigail whispered, her voice a gentle breeze in the room. Penelope smiled, her breath warm against Abigail's lips as she whispered, "Me too. I never believed this could happen, but now that you're here, everything is perfect." Their lips met once more, gentle yet fiercely passionate. Penelope's hand slid under Abigail's shirt, fingers grazing the soft skin of her waist. Abigail trembled at the contact, her body yearning for Penelope's warmth and intimacy. The outside world has vanished entirely. Only they existed, lost in the depth of their love and unwavering trust. Penelope's kisses trailed down Abigail's neck, igniting warmth and stirring Abigail's heart. Abigail shut her eyes, fingers tangling in Penelope's soft hair, each strand slipping through her grasp. Breathless whispers of love filled the air, a powerful symphony of emotions unleashed. Each kiss ignited a fire within Abigail, sending shivers coursing through her. Penelope's hand brushed softly against Abigail's back and waist, enveloping her in a world where only their warmth and heartbeats existed. In their secret realm only love thrived. Time froze, consumed by their touches and glances that spoke the unspoken. As dawn broke, soft light flooded the room, revealing the peaceful faces of the two sisters. Penelope curled around Abigail, a protective embrace against the disorder outside. Abigail leaned against Penelope, her eyes glazed as she traced soft patterns on her skin. Penelope caressed Abigail's hair, her eyes brimming with unwavering love. "Can we sustain this forever?" Abigail whispered, her voice shaking with fear and longing. Penelope paused, then leaned down, kissing Abigail's forehead. "A silent vow. Text, whatever comes our way, we'll face it together," Penelope said gently. "I have faith in that." In each other's arms they surrendered to time, savoring every fleeting moment as if it could last forever. In that small room with dawn's soft light, their love stood as the only truth, strong, sacred, eternal. Penelope's hand caressed Abigail's cheek, her voice a soothing whisper. "As long as we stand together, nothing can break us." Abigail smiled, her gaze gentle like dawn's first light. She leaned down and kissed her sister softly, not to prove a point, but to savor their connection in that fleeting moment. "As long as we're together, nothing else matters," Abigail whispered. They held each other tightly, cherishing every breath and the rhythm of their hearts together. Outside, the world's judgment felt trivial against the depth of their love. As time went on, their tranquil days in the little house transformed into challenging trials, the weight of secrecy becoming unbearable. Hiding their love and pretending to be ordinary sisters became an unbearable weight. The curious stares of neighbors and innocent questions from family felt like invisible blades, deepening Penelope and Abigail's caution. They kept their distance in public, yet the stolen glances and hidden touches revealed a love too powerful to hide. After a long, exhausting day of pretending, Abigail sat on the bed, her eyes rimmed with red. Tears fell as she poured her heart out to Penelope. "I'm not sure how much longer we can endure this, Penelope. I'm exhausted from pretending. I'm angry we have to hide our true bond, pretending to be just sisters when our love runs deeper." Penelope stood still, stunned by the words. She embraced Abigail tightly, soothing her with gentle strokes on her back. She whispered, "I understand. I feel the same, but together we will find a way forward. I swear." Abigail gazed at Penelope, a flicker of delicate hope shining in her eyes. Penelope kissed Abigail's forehead, a silent vow sealed with tenderness. "One day love will be fearless. One day we'll walk in the sun, hand in hand, free and unashamed," Penelope declared with conviction. Penelope's words pierced the darkness in Abigail's heart like beams of light. Abigail smiled gently, her tear-filled eyes shining with warmth. "As long as we have each other, nothing else matters," Abigail said, her voice shaking yet resolute. Penelope gripped Abigail's hand, and in the silence their hearts pulsed together, a single beat in the quiet. No matter the struggle, their love remained unbreakable. The path ahead would be tough. Society's barriers, family disapproval, and the fear of discovery weighed heavily on them. In the soft morning light, wrapped in warmth and love, they knew nothing could ever separate them. The sun rose, casting golden rays through the window, revealing two figures locked in an embrace. Abigail's finger danced in small circles on Penelope's skin, her eyes reflecting a rare calm amidst life's disorder. Penelope looked at her sister, filled with unwavering love. "Text, I'll always be here for you," she whispered, a promise for eternity. Abigail's grip on Penelope's hand tightened, speaking volumes without a single word. They lay still, hearts beating in sync, savoring each moment as if it were a treasure. In that small room filled with morning light and whispered promises, they realized their love, though forbidden, was the most beautiful truth they had ever known. For them, that was everything.